Hi, everyone, and welcome to our 12th episode. I'm your host, Darius,
And I'm Jasmine.
and in this podcast, we're going to be talking about a little bit of everything
From our lives to relationships and pop culture,
to music, movies, sports, and politics.
and whatever else sparks our interest.
So,
So,
welcome
welcome
to
to
the
the
We're
We're
Just
Just
Saying
Saying
podcast.
podcast. All right, babe. How's your week going?
It's been a tough week, but I'm getting through it.
It's already been a
Yeah,
tough week.
It's been a tough week. I haven't really slept in like 4 days.
Particular reason why you're not sleeping?
I have no idea. My brain just won't. My brain will. Yeah, my brain just won't let me go to sleep. Pretty much, so it turns on. Uh, so I just gotta keep it occupied till my eyes are tired. But yeah, yeah, brain just over functioning pretty much, and um, yeah, gotta get a new car now. So that's probably on top of the list too of what I want to get, what I should get, stuff like that. Um, so yeah, so not complaining, but could definitely have had better weeks. How about you?
It's Tuesday, so the week hasn't been that crazy for me yet this week. Yesterday was Memorial Day, so I feel like I had an okay weekend. It wasn't anything super exciting, but work has been, work, and it's supposed to be warm this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. My back has been killing me. I don't know why. I feel like when I sleep, I toss and turn like 57,000 times a night right now, and I really don't know why because I haven't been to the gym at all in like the last week and a half, so I shouldn't physically be in any type of pain, but I am. I don't know if it's just because last week was busy at work. I feel like everybody was trying to get in before the holiday. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to the warmer weather. I don't like 60s and I don't like 70s. I prefer the 80s. I'm ready for the pools to open up too, so I can
I was like, yeah,
go
cool.
hang out at the lazy river and just chill out
I was saying,
without other people's children.
I feel like pools should be. They normally open after Memorial
Memorial
Day,
Day.
so yeah, they're probably out there. Probably getting
So I
started,
think
but
this weekend, yeah, I'm hoping so like Friday.
is it supposed to be that nice on Friday?
It's supposed to be in the 80s.
Oh,
And I think it drops on Saturday, but then I think Sunday is supposed to be back in the 80s. And I think Monday next week is supposed to be like high 80s, like maybe 90s.
I was gonna say we can still a little winterish weather in this May.
Well, this is the last week of May. Next week is June.
That's what I'm saying, but it lasted a while. I feel like we would normally have a lot nicer days uh, in May than what we've had.
I don't think it's been cold. Do you think it's been cold?
Colder than
I just don't like 60s and 70s. I just prefer the hot weather. You know me. I don't want to have a jacket on when I'm going outside. I want to be able to let my windows down and enjoy it. And we haven't had that weather, or it's been raining, and I don't like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For me, it's just been cold and rainy, so it's just like,
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, hopefully, hope it does pick up and it stays up. It's up and it's stuck. Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good. Let's go ahead and jump into our first topic. All right, so let's jump into our first topic. And I saw this actually today on Facebook. I think a couple people like shared it and made like a bunch of comments, like a bunch of people commented about it. But it's pretty much screenshots of text messages, and it's between a husband and his wife. And people are just in a debate right now about who's wrong, the husband or the wife. So I'll go ahead and read out the messages, and then maybe we can include a screenshot while I'm like reading out the text and when we post the
Send it to me.
podcast. Okay, so the woman starts off with a picture of a dress that she sends to her husband. She says, "So, babe, this is the dress I ordered for graduation. Do you think you have something that will match it?" And he responds, "Damn, that looks good, mama, but we got to talk about your graduation." She responds, "What's up? You must not like the restaurant my parents and I picked." He responds, "I mean, I don't. You should have been planning that with me anyway, but that's not what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to Carly's graduation. She responds, excuse me, question mark. He responds, man, her mama just told me the date and it's the same as yours. Baby, listen, I'm gonna make that shit up to you, I swear. And then she responds, so you're choosing your daughter's pre-K graduation over me getting my master's, Jalen? Question mark. You're joking with me right now? And he responds, dead ass mama, just be the bigger person and we'll celebrate later. And she responds, I'm your wife and it's literally fucking pre-K. That's not even a big achievement. And I've been working towards a double master's for you to dismiss my hard work. Jalen, that's crazy as fuck. So the question is, who is in the right? Who is in the wrong? Is the husband wrong for skipping his wife's master's degree, grad school level graduation, or is the wife wrong for asking her husband to miss his daughter's pre-K graduation because it's on the same day? What are your thoughts, babe? Go ahead and start.
I'm gonna hold it. This is a truly hard question because I do get it that it's a pre-K graduation. Um, but it's also like it's like your child's first graduation. I know it doesn't mean much, but it's still like their first graduation. Like they get a little cap and gown and all of that. However, this is like this is his wife, so they've been together for a while. So he's probably been like with her while she goes to school and holds it down and all of that. So this is a tough one. Um, ooh, I don't know.
So what would you choose? You beating around the bush.
As I
If it was
say,
you in this situation, you had to choose between your daughter's pre-K graduation or coming to my grad school graduation ceremony because they're on the same day at the same time.
so they at the
Where
same
are
time.
you going?
So I go. All right. So I'm probably going to your graduation,
Okay.
but I'm watching footage of my daughter's
Graduation
graduation
while you
too.
there.
Yeah.
Just gonna stream it, have
Yeah,
somebody
yeah,
record
you
it.
know what? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's do because I would want to try to be at both. But yeah, no, I think like I think like I know it's like just pre-K, but I still think like it's still a tender moment for your kid. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like being there for them, kind of. They're like their big moments as well.
Yeah. No, so I can kind of sort of see what you're saying because I always think about like when I didn't like any of my graduation. So when I graduated from high school, I really wanted to skip graduation because it was kind of like sitting down for a long time. You got to listen to a lot of speeches, and then you just stand in line while they call everybody's name, and it's like a ton of people graduating at the same time. Then the same for college, but it really is for your family, like your parents, your siblings, grandparents, whatever, to come and like cheer you on and root you and celebrate you in that moment. So I can understand both situations, but my thing is that you don't do anything. You don't put work in to graduate from pre-K.
True.
You pretty much your parents drop you off, you go. Sometimes you cry, sometimes you fighting other kids or biting kids, you taking a nap for half the day. Like it doesn't require you to do a lot of work, and not everybody goes to pre-K. Like I'm one of those kids who or people who did not go to pre-K. I did. My first day of school was kindergarten when I was 5 years old. I didn't go to daycare. I went to a babysitter's house, and then I went from babysitters to going to kindergarten at 5 years old, where like my sister and my brother, they both went to preschool. So to me, I don't think a pre-K kindergarten or a pre-K graduation is that important. My son, I still remember he is like, it's literally like they singing like Itsy Bitsy Spider and
Yeah,
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star
it's
and doing.
adorable.
I get it. It is it by all means it is cute, but you still get pictures. So you'll get like the pic. You can take pictures of them in a cap and gown. There's a lot of places like during the pandemic where they didn't even do kindergarten and pre-K graduation, so a lot of families just had theirs at home. Like there's other options to a pre-K graduation, and hopefully, if this kid is going to be healthy and live a long time, they're going to have other graduations to go to.
Yeah.
8th grade, high school, and then hopefully college for them as well. So it's like, this is not the first, this is the last for this wife, maybe, if she's not going to be a
It
doctor.
better be the last if I miss my kid's pre-K.
Right, but I'm just saying this might be her last graduation, and she says she's got a double master's degree, which means she did 2 majors while she was in school. That's a huge accomplishment. And it's like, if this is your partner, you really want to be there, support them, and this is really important. I say be there for your spouse versus being there for your 4 or 5-year-old daughter, especially when you can pick a different day to celebrate them, take them out, whatever, have them wear their cap and gown, take them somewhere and be like, she just graduated. Let's get her, her favorite food, get her favorite dessert, take her somewhere, have a good time. Like, kids that age, they really don't care, I don't think, about stuff like that, because I think that they just want the one-on-one time. And I'm pretty sure the daughter would prefer the one-on-one time with her father versus him showing up to watch her sing
So,
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
and I do agree with you. I'm just thinking like, but they still kind of know because they practice for their graduation and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but
just
if you
like
explain to them, I feel like most little kids, unless they're spoiled brats, would kind of understand.
I don't think they'll understand. I just think you can just make it up, like you said. You had a good. You were for me. You were making a good point when it's just like you can also just dress them up another day and just
Right.
and do that, and you can even do the performance with them.
Yeah.
But
Because it's
just
like mommy's still going, maybe, your grandparents or aunt, uncle, like
yeah,
somebody else will also be there to cheer you on. And then dad will be there on a different day. And it's just going to be me and you. And we're going to go and we're going to celebrate. And then you'll be ready for kindergarten. You know what I mean? Like, hype it up some kind of other way. So that way you can make it better. So that's just me personally. I feel like if I'm the mom, and I feel like if I had a daughter that was graduating from pre-K and her dad was like, "Hey, my wife is graduating that day," and I'm like, "Well, by all means." I mean, it's coming from me, somebody who has 2 degrees. I know how fucking much work goes into getting those. So it's like, if she wants to celebrate that day and she wants you to be there to support her to see her graduate, go. Like, the kid will be fine.
yeah, I'm sure.
Now if this was an 8th grade or high school graduation, go to your kid's fucking graduation, because they put in work for that. They went to school, they got the grades, they might be valedictorian, you know what I mean? Like, they might be winning some type of presentations. They might even be like, I gave the speech at my high school, or a speech at my high school graduation. It's like, there might be things that they actually might be doing that they worked hard and put in effort for, that you need to go and you need to support. But I feel like
Yeah,
pre-K,
you ain't put no work in pre-K.
no.
You don't think so? They don't think they come
Oh,
back.
what you doing? Digging in your nose and spreading germs around? That's what you learn how to do.
They
in
learned their
pre-K.
alphabets and the shapes.
Barely. You remember I used to teach, babe. Some of these kids come to kindergarten and don't know their mama's name.
Well,
They
because
call mama. What's your mom's name? Mom.
well, those are the ones who probably didn't go to pre-K.
Some of them kids need to do pre-K again.
Oh.
No. But I did bring up the other scenario because you were kind of a little bit conflicted on your answer originally when I brought this up to you. And that was, if you had a daughter that was graduating from pre-K and you had a son that was graduating from high school or college and the same day, same time, which one are you going
It's still
to?
hard to even choose between the two. Just because, like I said, it's still like at that point, like I do get that they're young, but at that point, it's like it's their first graduation. It's like their first big moment. You know what I mean? Like it's their first
I don't know, because I'm going to my kids' high school or college graduation for
no,
my
but yeah,
little girls' pre-K
well,
graduation.
I will probably
We
like
could
I
throw
said,
the party together. We got a cake and ice
uh,
cream together. You can have the balloons. You can wear your cap and gown to the party and everything. But we are definitely going to your older brother or sister's graduation
no, I
and not
probably
your pre-K graduation.
I'm probably going to go to the older siblings graduation, but it's still gonna hurt my heart a little bit that I'm missing my little girl's pre-K. Like I said, for me I just feel like, that's like one of their first big moments for school or them going into the school year, because then that's when they start growing faster and it doesn't stop. So, just to be there, to be for that moment, or to miss that moment is still like, it's like, but at the same time, it's like also your older kid that who's been to school for 8 years, and it's a big moment for them, or 8 to 12 years. So,
Do you think the timeline played a part in it though?
what do you mean?
So let's just say like I'm guessing because I don't know when these messages were sent, but let's just say it was my graduation and my graduation was this coming Sunday, and then all of a sudden your daughter's mom texts you today saying, "Hey, your daughter's graduation is on Sunday and today is Tuesday." Like she gave you like very little time to prepare.
Well,
Would that change your answer?
Yeah, for sure. If we already had plans for your graduation, then it's just like, I gotta go to this graduation. You should have told me earlier.
So if you found out well in advance, so I think it's a little bit easier. It's kind of like if it's March and you're like, oh, such and such's graduation is the same day as yours. Do you mind? Like now we can have the time to have a conversation about it. But he kind of made that decision without his wife. He just kind of like telling her like, hey, I found this information out today, and so therefore I'm no longer going to your graduation.
All right. So now, actually, you bringing that up though kind of makes me switch sides, because I feel like if you an active father, you already know what day the graduation is, and you should know what day. So
allegedly,
now,
a lot of
I knew when my son was graduating. I knew. I told his mama when his graduation was. So yeah. So
I don't think that necessarily has to do with whether or not somebody is a good parent or not a good parent. Because there's lots of times where people just don't have the specific date until it gets closer to it.
I get you on that. So me, I would know like, oh snap, like the school you go to normally does a graduation. I would already have that background. Then let me try to find out when this is. Like I said, even if I found out at the same time, I'm probably still choosing yours over it. I would be more conflicted. But if I was told, a week before or 2 weeks before the graduation, because I'm taking it as I already know when you graduate, and like say your parents then picked out this nasty ass restaurant that I don't even want to go to,
right?
Because you didn't work that out with me. Actually, I might be a little petty and go to the kids' graduation.
Because they make decisions without each other.
Because you didn't include me on this. So now,
graduation, shouldn't she get to choose where she wants to go to eat?
I guess
on her graduation.
Well, did she choose it or did she choose it with her parents?
I guess maybe her parents paying, and she like, hey, these are the lists of options I want to go to, and they like, cool, we'll cover the bill. Which again, if you ain't got to foot the bill for it, you should just show up and eat.
Too, but I will say, it sounds like this couple has poor communication.
It sounds like they have poor communication. Is what I was gonna get to, because I'm like, okay. I feel like if you came to me and you were like, hey, such and such sent me a message saying that, our daughter's graduation is on this day. Like, let's sit down and have a conversation together about what we gonna do about it. Because it's like I said, it seems like this man got this information and then made the decision that he was just by himself that he was gonna go and not go to his wife's graduation. And then when she trying to, ask him like, hey, like, let's wear matching outfits to my graduation, he like, oh, actually, fuck your graduation. I'm going to my daughter's graduation. Kind of like, and I'm like,
I don't think he said it just like that.
But it's kind of like, he should have had a conversation. Like, as soon as he found out, he should have been like, we need to talk. I found out some information. Like, you got some time for me to call you on the phone, or we need to talk when I get home, or something like that. Like, I personally would have took it better if that coming from you, if you would have went that way, versus if you came to me and you were like, I'm not going to your graduation because my son's graduation is the same day. And it's like, dang, can we have a conversation? Yeah. Can we discuss this like a married couple?
No, yeah, I 100% agree. Because like I said, now the immaturity of me is like, but also though, let's talk about this restaurant. Do it have to be is this what you chose or this what your parents chose? Like I said, if they fit in the bill,
but that's not the issue right now.
It's not. The issue is the graduation. I get that, but like I said, I'm putting me and you in this situation because now I'm like, okay, fine, I'm coming to your graduation, but I want some ribs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That just that just what came to my mind.
Where I go on my graduation, so I guess you're going with your daughter. Y'all can eat ribs together. We'll see you later.
Nah, but no. What are you saying that I would probably I would try to know, and like I said, I would try to know the actual date of the graduation beforehand. So it's just like at least like so then it's just like, hey babe, so like what was the baby girl name, Carly or something?
Yeah, Carly.
Carly's graduation is the same day as yours. I'm gonna go to yours, but I'm gonna ask mom to video down me while we at yours as well, so
So
that
I
way,
can see it.
yeah, so I can see that. So I'll probably do something like that, just as I know I will want to see that moment. So at least if I'm not there, then I can be there virtually or whatever. So I
Or
would
like
probably,
maybe like be able to like step out real quick and like call her like right afterwards and be like,
yeah.
congratulations, I'm so proud of you, blah blah blah, and then go back in.
Oh yeah, well the phone.
Because graduation ceremonies for colleges are long as hell.
Mm-hmm. I remember going to my brother's, and it's just like we at the bottom of the alphabet. So,
It's just like we just sitting here waiting. We got
yeah,
here 17 people listening to speeches, giving their speeches, and then you got music, and then everybody just start getting up. It's just, oh, can we get out of here at some point today?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to this, or you want to go on to the next topic?
We can move on to the next topic.
Okay, sounds good.
Say your kids.
All right, babe. So topic number 2 that we're going to talk about is a show that I've been watching. I know you really haven't watched any of it. I think you kind of like set through a little bit of it, but you're not really into the reality show like I am, so you kind of like dipped out. But I did watch all of season 2 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I finished episode 10 Saturday night before I went to bed. Saturday night or Sunday night, I can't remember the night. But anyways, that's not important. So if anybody has never watched it, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is about these group of women who started are social media influencers. They got together and started a group called Mom Talk. They live in Utah, and they're supposed to be like the modern women in the Mormon community. And if you know anything about the Mormon community, it's pretty much like a patriarchal religion that's based on the Latter-day Saints. And so pretty much like the men kind of like are like the heads of the household, and the women are kind of like supposed to follow. They're not allowed to drink or smoke. They're not allowed to drink caffeine. So like a lot of them, or I guess they're not allowed to drink coffee because they do drink a lot of pop, like, or soda, whatever you want to call it. They drink a lot of that. But anyways, the main character or the main people in the show, Taylor, Demi, Whitney, Jesse, Macy, what is the other lady's name? I want to call her Mackenzie, but I don't think that's her name.
White lady number 7.
Let me look it up so I got everybody's name. And then we have the new girl, Miranda.
Is it so you going through the cast?
Yeah, I'm trying to look through the cast.
I feel like Mackenzie is a good name.
I think it is Mackenzie. I think I am right.
I feel like
Let me double check. So it is. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about Jen because Jen kind of like dipped out on the season because why are you not showing me the whole cast?
You can scroll over.
It's not showing me the whole cast. That's it. It's just showing me Macy, Taylor, and Jen. Okay. Yeah, so it's Michaela. Okay, so we got Jen, Demi, Whitney, Michaela, Macy, Jesse, Taylor, Layla, and then Miranda is the newcomer. So the clip that I want you to watch is about Taylor. She's supposed to be the one that kind of like started the whole mom talk thing. And so getting a divorce in the Mormon community, I think is like kind of like looked down on upon as well. Like you're supposed to kind of like stay in your marriage, and a lot of them end up getting married like at a really young age, like teenagers. So Taylor ended up getting married. She had 2 kids, and she ended up getting a divorce, and then she started dating this guy named Dakota. Well, Dakota was covering alcoholics, so he was kind of like in recovery. I think he also was doing like some drugs, but I don't really know. I can't remember the exact details. They kind of started dating, and while they started dating, Dakota was kind of like messing around with another girl at the same time. And so then Taylor ended up getting pregnant, and so season 1 follows her, and she's pregnant with Dakota. Obviously, they're not married in the Mormon community. A lot of people are judging them. Plus, at some point, there was a video that came out of Dakota and Taylor getting like super drunk one night, and then the police having to be called for a domestic violence dispute. So, all of that being said, Dakota and Taylor now share a child together. His name is Ever. He's like under 1 years old. And so for season 1, you're kind of following them, kind of decide whether or not they want to be together, work things out. In the beginning of the season, Dakota and Taylor live together, and then Taylor pretty much asked Dakota to move out because they kind of need to separate to be better because they're kind of really toxic with each other in mind.
Okay.
So Dakota comes over to Taylor's parents' house and they have like a dinner or something or lunch or something like a barbecue. And I want you to watch the video of how Taylor's parents treated her. It's only about 2 minutes long that I recorded, so I got to make sure the sound.
Look, a relationship isn't 50-50. It's 100% on both ends. It feels like there's a little bit lacking on one end.
It's gonna take me a while to get there. I heard he slept with another girl. He admitted it. I was so sad that I needed space. He went and hooked up with Jenna that very night. I found out and was bawling my eyes out.
During the time when I slept with the girl, I hung with Taylor 3 times or 2 times.
2 nights after that, he goes, and Taylor, you're pretty much the only girl I'm seeing. I'm trashed him. He come over the next night, fuck me, and then you go and you hang out with another girl, and then he comes the next night and fucks me again.
Well, okay.
I wasn't lying to you about someone else.
Here's the thing, I'm gonna be blunt, freaking honest. He just told me that you guys had seen each other 3 times.
I don't know,
Taylor, before all this. And then you're sitting there telling me that he came over and had sex with you? What does that say about you? I'm not pointing fingers. You guys.
That's what I'm saying. I was trash.
I know.
I guess what I'm hearing is you deserve what you got because you gave it up so easily. That's what I hear. And when you hear your parents say that, why were you expecting to be respected? It hurts. That just confirms my insecurities and my beliefs about myself.
No, I'm not saying that. You're not leaving. What?
No self-respect. I need me.
What I'm saying, let me finish.
I love it.
Let me finish. You guys both have so much baggage.
I know. I didn't have self-respect. It doesn't change that when you lie. You go with another girl when you're apologizing.
I know, but you're concentrating the other person's time. And no one is saying, oh, get over it right now.
Well, stop saying.
No, you can't say it. Sacrifice it, just for a little bit.
Please, that's you right now the day, and I was only nice. I was only nice.
Me next when she's saying.
This is what they're saying. Yes.
But
Okay.
what is he saying? Sacrifice.
Sacrifice her feelings, babe. Okay, so the video we just watched shows Taylor.
Taylor might go.
My bad. Okay, so the video that we just watched shows Taylor and her family and Dakota at the table, talking, and pretty much they're trying to tell Taylor you need to try make your relationship with Dakota work, and she's like, I can't get past what Jenna told me because Jenna pretty much was the girl that Dakota was cheating on her with. And they had, they met up and Jenna told Taylor everything that was going on when she was seeing Dakota. And so she's like, I can't really forgive him right now because he was cheating on me. So she's explaining
Were they together though?
They had just met. So they had just met. They had gone out 3 times. And so she pretty much saying she had texted him and was like, hey, come over. And so he came over. They had sex. He got up the next day, left, went to go be with Jenna, and then came back, had sex with her again, and then I guess left to go be with Jenna.
So what?
Now, I can't remember if she said the day before. I think she did. I think she said he was with Jenna, came to with Jenna during the day and coming to see her at night and having sex with her. So Dakota cheated on her when they first got together. He told her that he wasn't seeing anybody. He was sleeping with Jenna and sleeping with her when they first met. And the only thing that her father had, her stepfather, by the way, the only thing that her stepdaddy heard and that all of that was, you let him sleep with you after 3 days?
Hey, that's a stepdaddy answer though.
It's your fault. You deserve to get cheated on because you shouldn't have been. And it's no, we're 2 fucking consenting adults. We decided to have sex. I decided to have sex with him under the pretense that he told me he is not sticking his penis in another person.
Well,
he told me
was
that
he having sex with Jenna too?
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay.
So he was sleeping with the both of them and then coming, and then lying. And then she didn't find this all out until way down the line. So she's like, I feel deceived. I feel like he lied to me this whole time. And her family is pretty much saying
Get over it.
You need to get over it, and you need to forgive him, because you're making him feel bad and you're making him feel guilty, and you're dragging this out. And she's like, I just found out about this. Like, can I process my feelings? And they pretty much said, no, you're a woman in the Mormon community, and the man is always right. You're wrong. And I'm just like, what a horrible fucking family. The only person who had Taylor's back is her sister, because her sister was like, I don't think y'all need to be together at all. Y'all need to be separated. And the family kept saying, like, oh, you need to go back to Dakota because y'all have a kid together. That is the worst reason to stay with somebody, is because you have a fucking kid together.
I know. Yeah, I don't know why some people think that's the answer. Like, yeah, more stress to this situation.
Yes.
That's gonna make us work. 'Cause we're doing well.
So what's your reaction, babe, to that video?
That is crazy. But okay, but I get it now, because I wonder what her blood father would say.
Her biological father is not in the picture.
Oh,
like, he saw her.
never been?
Yeah, so that's what she was
Okay.
saying. That's the thing she was saying. She's like, she has insecurities because her dad was never around. Like, he met her
Okay.
once, and I guess he didn't want anything to do with her.
That's-
Yeah.
I get where she's coming from then with the insecurities. No, for sure, definitely, like, stepdad trash. Was it her brother who was telling her to?
I think that's her brother. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sacrifice for a little bit.
Sacrifice for what does that mean? Like, sacrifice your feelings for?
And
it?
another thing that I didn't record because it was gonna be way too long for us to watch. But the brother at one point says, like, if you just give him an inch, then he can go a mile. And I'm like,
That's
usually
wrong.
people say that in the negative.
Yeah,
It's like, I
yeah.
gave you an inch and you
He
took a
took a
mile.
mile,
Like, you're
yeah.
taking advantage of me. And I'm like,
If
y'all
you-
are asking her to let this man take advantage of her. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard somebody say about their family member that
Right.
they want to protect.
But I think so. But it has to be with, like you were saying, like, them just being in the Mormon community, where a man can pretty much do whatever. Well, he's not supposed to do whatever, but he can do whatever.
Right.
And that's how they grown up. So they're just like, yeah, it should be easy for you to forgive him, even though you just found this information out. And was Jenna a friend of hers?
No.
Okay, so they were just two strangers. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, a little bit better, dude. But yeah, for them to be telling her pretty much to get over it as she's just finding out this information is like, that would have been after, if the sacrifice didn't have me leave. Well, no, the sacrifice happened second.
Yeah.
If whatever the stepdad said,
Yeah.
was
Saying, I can't believe.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
you let
yeah.
him sleep with
two,
you after
2,
3
3
days.
days, which is like, girl, like, you almost had the point, dog. But at the same time, like, dude was lying to her. He could have been like, I'm dating around or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then at that point, if she still decides to give it up, the fact that he got it under a lie is nuts.
And I feel like
And so, like, yeah,
she also said it. She's like, yeah, like, I mean, I didn't like the way she said it because it kind of broke my heart that she's like, I'm trash. And she was like,
Oh,
seconds.
yeah.
It's like, you're not trash. You made a poor decision in the moment. That's what it was. You probably should have waited to sleep with this man. We can all agree with that. But at the end of the day, you didn't deserve to be lied to. You didn't deserve to be cheated on. And you didn't. And then when you confronted this man over and over and over again, ask him about this girl, Jenna, like, he lied to you each and every time until you had to have the girl come and tell you the truth finally. Like, to me, yes, you own your faults to it, but at the end of the day, he is wrong.
Oh, no, of course.
Right. So I don't know. Her family
No.
just.
No, that is a horrible reaction. Like, to not have your sister's back. Like, I get it. Like, if y'all just playing, or like, not playing around with this situation, but I get, like, playing rough on your sister, or being like a dick to him. But when the time really counts and she needs you to have your back, and she's over there calling herself trash, it's like, that's when you need to be there for your daughter or your sister, to build them up, to let them know, and to be like, no, you're not trash. Like, but you did, 2 or 3 times, and you were already giving it up. Like that. You don't need to say that. Just
Right, like, that's not even the point
There we go.
anymore.
Validate her feelings, because she's not wrong in how she feels.
Right.
And to be there to take this random dude's back who y'all don't even. I don't know how well.
Well, they know him now because
They
he's
got
been
baby.
around. They got a baby together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like he's been around, so they do know him. But it's like
So has he been a good guy since?
the only thing I don't have Taylor's back on is because her and Dakota still sleep together. Like even when they, even when they separated, and she's like that they were gonna like cut, try and like stop dating each other, just work on themselves. They still fucking each other, and it's like you have to stop sleeping with this man. Like you have to cut it off because you're never gonna heal from this relationship if you keep sleeping with him. But either way it goes, she's not wrong in that conversation with how she felt, and her parents and her family members are
terrible
trash. They're trash.
Terrible people. Yeah, no, I truly couldn't agree with you more, and I really do like. How do I want to say this? Like that is so it shows. Wait, time out. Let me get it. So they're not together, but they're still just sleeping together.
Right. So you kind of like the baby mama, baby daddy thing that a lot of people think is going on a lot of the times. So it's like you still sleeping with your baby mama, your baby daddy. Because they are, but it's like not in the real world. They usually don't happen like
most of the time. Yeah. Yeah. So okay. I mean, she's still making a terrible decision, but I feel like she probably wouldn't if she had a support system behind her. So that makes it tragic. And unfortunately, she keeps making this bad decision. She needs a you of her to tell her
because her parents want them to be together. Like every scene, it's like, oh, you and Dakota should work it out. Like y'all should get back together, and it's like,
what do they say? Like what they see in him?
Because they have a kid
or
together.
is it just because for the baby?
Yeah, I think it's because they have a kid together because she's not with her first husband anymore. So it's like now she got these 3 kids. She's a single mom. She got 2 different baby fathers. It's kind of like it looks bad.
She got 2 kids.
Yeah, because she has 3 kids.
She's 3.
Yeah, so she's got 2 from her previous marriage, which they don't go on camera. I think that the father didn't want them. Yeah, the older ones. I don't think the father wanted them on camera. And then she has her son by him. Because that's the only kid that we see.
And they're not married.
No, Dakota and her are not married. So
she's living regular then, like she's not Mormon.
No, a lot of them don't behave. That's what I said. If you watch the show, a lot of them don't behave like traditional Mormon people, like the way you should think. That's why I don't think a lot of them even go to the church.
Are they still
anymore.
part of the church?
I think that they claim that they are, but I don't think a lot of them go to the church anymore.
Because I feel like they should be like, because Mormon church, they kick you out, don't they?
I have no idea.
I feel like they probably been kicked out the church, but
most of them are
they
married.
grew up Mormon.
Yeah, the only single people on there are Miranda, Layla, and Taylor. All the rest of them are married. It's like Macy, Mackenzie, Whitney, Jesse. They're all married. They all have husbands at home. Their husbands might be a little toxic.
Well, this is the show. Like this is like the husbands are gay, aren't they?
A lot of people think that the husbands are gay.
That one dude is gay.
I don't know if they are or not. I mean, the one Whitney's husband. So season 1, that like they ended up moving away and moving back because there was like an issue with like him getting caught on Tinder. But a lot of people were joking, saying that he was on Grindr, not on Tinder. Yeah. And I was just like, well, Tinder has a gay side, doesn't it? I'm like, it has a side where you can pick up dudes. I don't know. I've never been on Tinder. I really don't know. But I just feel like, who knows? We'll never really know the truth. I don't really care. I don't give a fuck about the sexuality of their husbands. If they're happy with it, I'm happy with it.
I do. Live in your truth, people. If you like men, go be with a man.
Maybe they want. Maybe they like both. You don't have to choose. You can like men and like women.
But you got to, I don't know. I feel like once you marry one of them, you got to stick to that. So.
Says who? These people, the controversy for them started from swingers. They were all swingers. Well, not all of them, but allegedly some of them were swingers.
Oh, and more. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So Taylor, Miranda, Taylor's husband, Miranda's ex-husband, Chase. And then I can't remember who else was included with it, but there were a couple couples that they accused of swinging.
I mean,
so obviously they can have both.
I was gonna say, but they cannot be. I feel like the Mormon church is very strict, so
It
I
is.
feel like they would easily be kicked out because that's the one where they do the jump pumping or something, right?
Yeah, so the LSD,
What?
LDS, Latter Day Saints.
Okay, yeah.
The LDS is a part of I think part of the Mormons. I don't know. I just always hear a lot of bad stuff about the LDS. Like that's where 19 kids and counting the Duggar family came from, and then
Yeah, we're
the one lady and who killed her niece and her nephew, and then ended up marrying this dude who Lori Vallow, and I can't remember the other dude's name. But the dude ended up killing his wife, and then ended up running off with Lori, and then they ended up killing her niece and her nephew, and they ended up finding the bodies. This is a couple that like got married and like ran off to like Hawaii or something like that. I don't remember if you ever heard about them.
I don't think I've heard about
It's a
this
true
one.
crime podcast I listened to. A lot of them did the stories on them. And then I think it was even a documentary out about them. And then they had the court trial a while ago. And I'm trying to think who else was in the Latter-day Saints. I don't know. But it's a lot of them. A lot of them that end up killing their spouses or killing kids or doing some weird
that's
shit.
their only way out.
Yeah, because of the weird beliefs that they have.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, nah. Well, that is crazy. Taylor, if you're listening, I am sorry you had to go through that. Just go home, baby. Take that baby and go home. Stay away from that man. Stay away from that family.
Yeah, I don't know if she can do that one.
No, she still. Cause I think I did see a clip, and she was just like, she was just sleeping with him, but she like detaches, like he tries to cuddle with her,
Yeah.
and she's like, nah. It's like, girl, if it's that easy, then it should just be easy to be like, nah.
Right. Go find somebody new.
I understand you giving out bomb dick. You know what I'm saying? You stick around, but you know what I'm saying?
I don't think that that's the case either. For her. I think it's just that because you have to think about it. At the end of the day, like they were raised in the Mormon faith, so it's like it's kind of like ingrained in their minds. So like unconsciously, she's probably like, if I want to have sex, I might as well have sex with somebody I've already had sex with versus somebody new. Because it's kind of like the body count thing.
So-
it's kind of like now I got a new person on the roster, and it's kind of like
Hit that.
go back to which I'm just like get some new dick. If you want to have sex with somebody, go be with somebody new versus going back to this toxic one.
Right. No, and I'm with you. And so, and the thing about me is just because it's like you've already gone against so much of the scripture of your culture. It's like, what's one more really?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So go and get you some new dick because what is one more when you already done had the baby out of wedlock?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You already done hooked up with this man 2-3 days in. Like, let's find another one for 2 to 3 days in, and then just keep that one around for 2 to 3 days, and then just live life regular. like you ain't got no religion. Like you just gonna be a good person, and that's all you can offer to whatever y'all believe in is y'all higher being.
God.
I don't know if they believe in God.
God.
He's John Smith. What's that guy?
What?
Isn't John Smith the founder of the Mormon?
John Smith, I know some Pocahontas.
Oh God! Look, can you do me a favor? Can you look up founder of the Mormons? Because I feel like that came out in like 1950.
Founder of the Latter-day Saints. Founder of Mormon Church.
Yeah.
Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith. My bad. I said John. Joseph Smith. Yeah.
Founder of
the
Church of Latter-day Saints.
Okay. This is in April 1830. Okay.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time. So I'm not mistaken, they're the ones who think that like Jesus was like here in the United States, right?
Possibly.
I feel like I've had a Mormon Bible before. I had some people that came into my salon years ago. I want to say like 2021, and gave me one, and I checked it out just for shits and gigs, just to like.
Jesus from Chicago.
What?
Jesus from Chicago.
Well, I don't think it's from Chicago, but I just feel like
no, because they think Jesus from the U.S.
Right.
Like,
I just feel like I thought it was because I'm such a curious person, so I was like, I really wanted to look it up and figure it out, but I was just like, I think that it says like that like the world began in the United States, like the beginning of time or some shit like that.
That's
So,
crazy.
I
Jesus
shouldn't
is
say some shit like that because this is people's
yeah.
religion.
Jesus
So
from East Saint.
let me look this up
He
because I'm
was
really
in-
curious.
Jesus in there from the Midwest.
Because he's from Carthage,
Carthage, what?
or he died in Carthage. Sorry, he died in Carthage, Illinois. Dang, he was only 38 years old. He was young.
When was he born? No.
He was born in Vermont,
In what year?
1805, and he died in
Oh, yeah,
1844.
girl, that
But
today's
Carthage
time.
is right near Macomb. You know, I used to live in Macomb, and Carthage is like a 25-minute drive.
In the 1800s, you like, you was pregnant at 13. You know what I'm saying? So 20, like, so that's your first half of life, and then at 26, you was out of here. So to live to 38, you was definitely a grandparent at 38.
No, bad.
Especially probably in the Mormon culture. Because a lot of them, I think they do like younger wives. It's just now, since legal age is like 18.
What are we talking about?
Well, now we kind of getting into
I don't know.
the Mormon.
What are you talking about? You talking about young wives? And what are you saying?
Well, now I'm just kind of getting into the overall gist of Mormon things, because you were talking about he died young at 38. And I was just saying, like, in the 1800s to live to 38 was like a long time to them.
No, it's not.
Heck, it was. Yes, the average lifespan in the 1800s.
Dang, you right.
That's
39 years old.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know why I thought it was the 50s.
Nah, girl, if you made it to 50, you was like a great grandparent.
No, it says for white population, life expectancy was 43 to 45.
Okay. So sorry. But yeah, 39, you were old.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess you're right then. Because I don't know why I thought 1800s. Because you have like, think about like Abraham Lincoln. Like, how old did he live to be?
He was later in the 1800s, though.
No, he wasn't.
I feel like he was.
No,
he was like 1865. He was president.
He was born in 1809. And he died in 1865.
When did he become president?
61 to 65.
And what year he died? Oh,
65.
1865. He was assassinated. Okay. The Darius, come on. Okay. Well,
he was 56 years old. So that's why I don't know. I was assuming most people lived around their 50s. Because I'm like,
no, I remember, girl, this is back in the time when they would, you know what I'm saying? If you walked down the street and you made a weird noise, they called you a witch and killed you. Okay? Or if you took a shower in the wrong river, you died from disease. Like, so people, they were dying early. Like,
yes.
So that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's just like, to be 39 in 1800, you was.
But he was killed, if I'm not mistaken, is how he died.
Is that what
he was shot. That's why I was like,
Abraham Lincoln or
no,
Joseph Smith?
Joseph Smith.
Look up Joseph Smith death. Was he shot? Cause of death.
It says, Joseph Smith was killed by Alex D. Smith. It just said it in his thing. It says Joseph Smith, the founder and leader of Latter-day Saints movement, and his brother Hiram Smith were killed in a mob in Carthage, Illinois, on June 27th, 1844, while waiting trial in town jail on charges of treason. Oh, dang.
I'm looking to Joseph Smith now.
Right, now I'm really curious. I got to do a little more research. I think my aunt and uncle used to be a part of the LDS. Because when I was younger, like I think my biological mom even got into it a little bit too. It was like, because I remember when I was in kindergarten specifically, our class was watching Cinderella, and I was not allowed to watch Cinderella because it had magic in it. and because there was an evil stepmom, and because
yeah.
there was a fairy tale or a fairy godmother that like turned the mice into horses and the pumpkin into a carriage. So I literally had to go into a different classroom while my class was watching that movie. So I remember stuff like that, and I remember them saying things like the recycling sign that you find on like on a water bottle was like uh the sign of the devil and stuff like that. Like there was like a lot of just weird stuff that they would say. It was like real, like almost like how people feel about like Beyonce being a part of like the Illuminati. Like they were talking about stuff like this. Now I can't remember all the details because again I was a little kid when this happened. And you know my mom ended up passing away a little bit after that. We kind of got away from all of that. But it's like
I was super safe.
But before that, it was kind of starting to get a little crazy. And I was just like, now that I think about it as an adult, and I was like, when I started, because I listened to this podcast called Digging Up the Duggars, which is talking about the 19 Kids and Counting family, kind of like all the really crazy, dark shit that they ended up doing and learning from the LDS church. And then I was just like, wow. I'm like, and then I found out that one of their main hubs is in like Chicago, Illinois. And I was just like, I think I was like being taught some of this stuff when I was like a child, like a baby, like 4 or 5 years old. So yeah, and I think they suck a lot of black people into it too, in like like the urban areas. Obviously not Utah. It's mostly white people out there, but in like just Chicagoland areas and stuff like that. I think they sometimes get like black people in it. So yeah.
So like, was it like pantyhose and stockings type of say?
No, but I know at one point, which I did meet another friend who feels the same way, her husband feels the same way. Certain people don't think that women should be pastors of a church.
Yeah.
So like
there's still a lot of churches that feel that way.
Yeah. So I remember this one girl that I used to work with, her and her husband like super Christian, and they would not go to this one church because they had a female pastor. But I feel like at one point my aunt was like that too, where it was like this one church that we used to go to, and the husband was a pastor, and then sometimes the wife would preach, and they did not like that. Like that wasn't, they didn't feel that way. But I don't remember ever like having to wear like a dress to church. I think we did wear it a lot of times, but I don't remember ever having like not to be able to wear pants. But you know, in Mormonism, like you got to dress a certain way. Like the girls are taught, I think, it's starting like at like age 13, like pretty much how to prepare to be a wife. Like it starts so early, and kind of like their training is pretty much like you have to stroke your husband's ego, and you have to pretty much like unconsciously guide him into making the decisions, because we all know that men fuck everything up, but we can't tell them that, and we can't let it be known. He has to be the head of the household, and you have to let him lead, but you also, if he's leading you in the wrong path, you have to like give him the idea unconsciously to go in the right direction, and then praise him for coming up with it. And it's kind of like,
that's right, stroke that ego.
That's a weird and complex thing to put on a woman. It's like women have to do all of that. The men just got to show up.
Patriarchy, baby. That's right. Even when I'm wrong, correct me so I can be right, right? But don't say that you corrected me. Let me think that I corrected me.
Exactly.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. But Digging Up the Duggars or Digging Up the Dugs, I can't remember the exact name of it. It's a really good podcast. So
yeah, that was okay. Because he's talking about Mormon wives. Now
but it's talking about
the Duggar podcast.
Yeah, because it's talking about the LDS Church, which is Mormon.
Nah, I get you. I see the connection. It's just like
it's a lot.
To start from what was her name? Taylor
and Secret Lives of Mormon
watch
Wives.
the Duggar documentary or podcast. Like, okay, we got there.
Yeah, and if anybody has watched Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, leave your comments about what you thought about season 2 and how it ended. I'm really excited about season 3. I wanted to know what happened since the secret about Jesse got revealed. So yeah. All right, you want to go on to the next topic, or you got anything else to say?
Just one thing. Taylor, leave that man alone. Come home. It's okay.
What do you mean, come home? What does that mean?
Just let that baby come.
Cause she live in her own house.
Let that baby
she
come
put
home.
him out.
Find it. Then go home and be by yourself. Okay, or be with your kids. By yourself. Well, it could be the same thing. Come home.
I didn't know if you meant like come home to the church. Because I was saying, are you a part of the
I'm not
church?
part of no Mormon church.
That's why I was saying, what do you mean come home? Because she lives in her own home.
Well, then go home. Sorry, it's the same thing. Well, she's not home right now. Well, I don't know if she's home right now, but you know what I'm saying? Like, baby, you wasn't home. Come home. Go home. Same thing. All right. So sticking along with the church aspect, there was a video that I actually saw a couple weeks ago, and I just thought about it while we were doing our talking, and I want to get your reaction to this TikTok clip that we have loaded on your phone already. So you haven't seen this clip yet, so we'll get a live reaction from you and what you pretty much think about what she's saying.
Can I get some background?
Pretty much they're both pastors of the leading church. She's talking about the dynamics of their relationship and how pretty much how he used to feel and how he used to feel and how they treat each other. That's the best way I can describe it until you look at it. So she's just talking about their relationships and pretty much how they feel and how they used to treat each other and how they currently treat each other.
Okay. I mean,
it's not a really good description. You just kind of gotta it's a blind reaction.
And I had a radical heart shift from that moment. I got in my word, under my word. I just completely changed as a person. And I realized that God loves me, that God has a purpose and plan for my life, that God chose me, that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Yeah. So he would call me out my name, it wouldn't bother me because I allowed God's voice to be louder than his. And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I never married you. Right. I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God. So I would say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day. And although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go meet a side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the night. And these are all things I was graced to do. I would not encourage anybody to do that unless you are graced by God to do this.
So blind thoughts to that. He was telling her he hates her. I wish I never married you. He was leaving out on the weekends, not coming home. Stay married. The voice of God is louder than him. What are your thoughts?
The voice of God is louder than him.
Louder than her husband's voice.
What does that mean?
Like pretty much, even though he's saying all this mean stuff, God is in her ears pretty much telling her, you stick with this man and you stay beside him.
Oh, it sounds like typical Christian, old Christian couple to me.
This
is what people's grandmothers put up with till 2025. This has not changed. This is the women that men claim don't exist anymore. This is why don't people stay together like my grandparents stay together? This is this. That's it right there. This is what y'all want women to put up with. Well, not you specifically, but this is what certain men are out here saying, like, oh, my grandma put up with this, or great grandma, or whatever. And it's like, that's it.
But I feel like maybe Granddaddy did have a family across town. He still kept the family separated. Like they had to run into each other in the market. I don't think Granddaddy probably was. I can't say all that. But you think Granddaddy was like, I hate you. I wish I never married you, and then she'd be like, I'm not listening.
We weren't born.
I know that, but
we weren't around. This would be something that probably would have happened at the beginning of their marriage, or right when they just having kids. And it's like, once you throw kids in the middle of that, and if she's not working, so she's at home taking care of the kids, cooking and cleaning, he gotta go to work every day. She probably, not keeping herself, the way that they were when they started dating, because she got all this other shit she got to do. He going off to find the next best thing after he knocked her up with a bunch of fucking kids.
If that's the case, now I don't know if they have kids. So then, if that's the case, are you ironing my shirt so I can go see my side chick for the weekend?
No, I'm not.
Is that
No, I mean, like I said, this is a very
I don't think grandma
old
was
school
doing that.
mentality,
I was gonna
and
say,
it's a
like,
very Christian biblical. Like this is again, the Bible is a racist patriarchal manuscript. I've read it from end to end, so I can say that. It is very much meant to keep people of color in their place and women in their place. It is made for the white patriarch, the white male. And so this is essentially what the Bible, if you go to church, this is what Mormonism and everything else that we just got through talking about. This is what it raises and teaches women to be like. Put up with it. Like Taylor's brother said, put it to the side. Sacrifice for a little bit. And she sacrificed for a little bit. And now, after decades probably of a terrible, miserable marriage where she probably contemplated suicide and everything else, she's finally acting right. And
to his will.
if that's what she wants, if she thinks she prayed her man to be good, then
If he's
who am I to tell her wrong? You know what I mean?
I know, but all right. Well, I played that because I just thought it was crazy to be like, if you told me you hate me, I'm leaving.
Well, yes, you wouldn't. Most men wouldn't say.
I'm not, but I'm saying, but if I told you I hate you, I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I? First, I don't know why he would stay in a situation where it's like, all right, you just told this woman you hate her to your face, and I get that they may be old school, but then it's
You've
just
never
like,
been in. Well, I can't say you've never been in an emotionally abusive relationship because you could have. But this is an emotionally abusive relationship. This is a power dynamic. This is not a person who's saying like, I hate you and I want to get out of this relationship. This person is saying, you're my possession and I'm going to treat you how I want because you're not going anywhere. And today I feel like making you feel like shit because you're super insecure. You don't have anything. I have all the power. You cannot go anywhere.
But even doing that, the excuse that she's making for herself is like, this is pretty much like, this is part of God's will.
She had nowhere else.
And God's going to make me stronger. So I'm going to deal with this. Which is like, lady, God, like, I don't think God put you in this situation.
We know that, babe, but we weren't raised that way.
That's true too, but I don't know. I was in the church at a young age.
You are a man. Nobody raised you to endure being beaten or cheated on. Nobody ever was like, your wife is one day going to cheat on you and you have to accept that because women step out occasionally. And that is a part of a marriage. If you don't satisfy your wife properly, if you don't look if you don't keep a certain weight or you don't, do certain things for your husband, he might cheat on you. No one's ever come to you and said that, right?
You're right.
But people come to women and they say that. People say that. People say, I mean, what was it? Young Miami, or was it Young Miami who said it's okay for her man to cheat on her like 2-3 times? I can't remember. Some young rapper girl said it, like it's okay for her man to cheat on her like so many times, but after like the 4th or 5th time, then like that's it.
That's too much.
It's kind of like
Cardi B Offset.
Women are kind of like raised and kind of like taught like cheating and disrespect and them not holding up their part, like cooking and cleaning and helping with the kids and things like that, like that's expected. It's kind of a boys will be boys kind of a thing. So again, I personally would not be able to deal with that, but people are raised to deal with that. So when she said that, I'm just like, when she's like she prayed through it, it's a lot of women who said they prayed through it and that's how they got their marriage to be good. And it's like, you should have been praying for a job and praying for the strength to leave, not for the strength to stay. But
yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't think anybody should have to endure that much shit to be with a person. Is that nobody is worth being that way. But like I said, if that's what y'all are taught, like you said, you brought a very good point. I have never, I've always been told to know my worth and stuff like that.
Right.
So, yeah, I never, I didn't, if you cheated on me, nice life.
And that's what I feel like most men are like that because, they have they have all of those sayings like, what is it? The key that opens lots of doors is a master key. A lock that's opened by many keys is a worthless lock.
What do you call a key that opens up every door? A master key.
Yeah.
What do you call a lock that opens to any key?
Useless.
A shitty.
Right, shitty lock. Yeah. So they use that for the euphemism of a vagina and a penis, and pretty much saying like if a man sleeps around, it's totally fine. He's a master of his domain. If a woman sleeps around, she's useless. She's no good anymore. She is a shitty human being. She's not good. So it's kind of like
I'm gonna just clip that and put that out with no content.
I don't care what you do. It's totally fine.
Just but
I just feel like that is everything that we just talked about. That's where those thoughts came from.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I thought, like I said, when we were talking about the Mormons, and it was like this popped up my head, and it was just like
it's just a black people version of it. That's all.
Which is like I said,
black older people version.
Yeah, which is just as crazy to me because it's like I don't know if I'm that religiously strong where I could like I said, taking the gender roles out of it, and then we're just two people both taught the same. I don't think that my faith in God would be strong. My faith in you is not.
Right.
So I would not, at this point, it's like, God, I think you are telling me to leave.
Right.
So I'm going to go.
Right, which I totally agree. But I feel like that's beside the point. I don't think that religion has anything to do with it when it comes to you leaving. I think that is more of a more modern thing because you have to think about it a lot. Not a lot. Well, yeah, a lot. A lot more people are going away from religion. You notice like the millennials, and then you got your Gen Zs, you even got your alphas now, generations where they're starting to go away from religion. They're not going to church every Sunday, or they're more spiritual and things like that.
Yeah,
like they're getting away from it because a lot of the religion is very controlling, it's very restrictive, it's very guilt based, it's very like I was even went down a rabbit hole because I'm like, I don't think that Jewish people should be considered a race. I just don't think it, or ethnicity. I don't think it should be considered because I can convert to be Jewish. You cannot convert to being white. You can't convert to being Mexican. You cannot wake up one day and say, I'm going to say 7 prayers, or go to church or go to these classes and learn how to be a white person. Like, you can't do that. Like, where our race, our ethnicity is what we're born with. And I know if they're saying like it's a cultural thing, but you cannot, I cannot marry a white person tomorrow and become white. But I could marry a Jewish person tomorrow and start practicing and convert to Judaism. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a religion. It's not so I went down that rabbit hole, and then that's kind of where I came into, I think it's Hinduism. That's supposed to be like the only faith that we have on this earth that actually teaches you, like, if you're a good person on this earth, that's good enough.
Mm.
Not that you can be a good person, but if you don't believe Jesus is your Lord and personal Savior and you don't get baptized before you die, then you're going to hell. Even if you've never done an evil act in this world, you're still going to hell because you weren't baptized and you didn't confess with your mouth that Jesus Christ was your Lord and personal Savior. And it's like, it's wild. That's crazy as hell to tell me that. I mean, I have been baptized, but I mean, I don't know. Does that stick forever? You mean if you get baptized and you go and you blow up a fucking school bus full of, kindergartners, does that mean when I die, I'm still, got the key to heaven because I confess with my mouth? You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that always makes me think like, I don't like that type of religion. And then the whole Catholic thing with the Pope now and everything, and a lot of people are like, why do we worship this human being, this man? He's a man, and all of a sudden now he's like one of the most powerful people in the world and the closest thing to Jesus on earth. And it's like, that's crazy to me. And it's crazy to a lot of the newer generations. But if you talk to somebody in their 50s, 60s, this is the word. It is the belief. It is their life. It is everything that they've ever been raised for. And we're blasphemous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that. You done went off.
I didn't go off.
You did.
I didn't. I just spoke about religion because I feel like that is a huge part of it. Don't you think?
No.
Like everything she said had to do more with religion than anything.
Yeah.
And that whole I prayed about it.
I prayed about it, and God spoke to me louder than her husband did, who I imagine he was yelling, "I hate you," which is crazy. That God, like, not crazy because I like I don't want to be disrespectful to religion because I do believe, but it's just like to be like to be yelling at somebody, "I hate you. I wish I'd never married you," and you to take that and it's like you don't mean that. Like I'm taking your word at face value.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah. So I don't know. That is crazy to me. Um, but okay,
It's sad.
it is a little bit, yeah, for sure. But hopefully she, hopefully she's getting the stuff she needs out of her relationship now, or
I doubt it. I
or
think it's
maybe
all for a show.
for that, yeah.
I always feel sad when I see stuff like this because it's so many women. Because you have to think about how short life is. And you have to think about some people who meet their spouses in like their early 20s and they just spend 40, 50 years of their life dealing with that. And they never get to do anything else. It's like that is it. Because they don't, they either were told that they need to make it work, they got to stay, they got to figure it out, or they feel like some internal guilt from the way they were raised to grow up that they can't leave. But it's just like,
I know.
that's it. That's all they know for the whole entire time that they on this earth. That is it. That is their world. They don't get any real pure happiness, and it's like life is so fucking short. Like I can't be miserable every day.
Nah, I'm with you. So yeah, no, so I'm with you. Any other thoughts you have on that? We can switch to a little bit of a lighter subject.
Do we have something lighter going?
Yeah,
Your
my
next
next
topic.
yeah. It's just and it's literally just a quick question.
Okay.
Well, not a quick question, but a quick scenario. Okay, so like I said, like on a little brighter note, there's this I guess tweet. I don't know what they call it on X now. X is going viral. This dude, pretty much, this girl ghosted this dude after their first date because he got drunk and he rode a mechanical bull 3 times. Um, so I guess what my question would be to you is, on our first date, how many times is enough for me to ride a mechanical bull before
Wait, can you say
get?
the story again? What happened?
Okay, I'll let you just read the thing.
Wait, somebody who ghosted who? I guess is what I'm
Okay.
confusing. Because
So
I thought
it's
you said that the dude ghosted the girl.
The girl goes to the dude. So this is the dude. This is a dude tweeting. He's like, "Girl just told me she ghosted me because I got too drunk and rode the mechanical bull 3 times on our first date.
I don't understand what's wrong with that.
Apparently, she did not like him riding that mechanical bull. Is there?
Because did she say why?
No. He just like that's all it is to the tweet, and I just thought it was funny and very interesting because I was like, I always think like, how many times was enough? At what point was he on that bull, probably having the time of his life because he's drunk? Was he on there saying like was she looking at him like, all right, like was it the second time when he jumped on? She was like, okay, you doing a little too good.
What's
You
wrong
know,
with riding a bull?
I don't know. I didn't ghost the nigga. I'm
Asking you, like,
I don't
because you're saying, because
I
what you're
didn't-
saying is like she said this. I'm like, we're out, we're having a good time. You're a fun person. So I'm
apparently-
asking you, why are you saying it like it's a bad thing?
I'm not saying I'm saying it's a bad thing because he got ghosted because
No, I'm
she
not.
told him.
I understand that, but I said the way you were just explaining it to me was like it was a bad thing.
Well,
so I'm asking
no,
you,
no.
what is your opinion? Why do you think it's a bad thing?
I'm
that he
just
was on the mechanical?
first of all, I have no opinion about this. I think I'm just like from the gist of the conversation, I'm just playing around with that. Like clearly, that was a turn off for her. Was him riding the mechanical
Right, and so
bull.
that's why I was asking: is there any further explanation? Because I don't know how to respond to that because I don't know why it was negative. Did he say why she said it was negative?
I don't know.
Was it because he was
No,
drunk or because he wasn't paying attention?
I didn't do all the research. I'm just going off of this one tweet. And
Okay, what was Kev? Because Kev on stage obviously responded to. So what did he say? Can I watch that to see what he said? Because I don't know how to respond to that. So
it's just no, like okay.
I'm confused on why She was upset that he got on a mechanical bull 3 times. I don't know why. That's not.
You don't have to be. You don't have to know why. I don't know why, but something about it, she just wasn't vibing.
Right.
That's what we know she don't like. Something about him riding a mechanical bull, he wasn't vibing. So now it's just.
Right, but you're asking me a question. How many times is too many? And I'm saying I don't know because I don't know what's wrong. That's why I'm like, is there something he did wrong?
Saying that. Okay, saying that. Nothing's wrong with it. You're cool with it. Is there a amount of time? If I, on our first date, if I got jumped on the mechanical bull 10 times, would you ever be like, okay, that's a lot of times to be riding this bull?
Like, why? I mean, are we both drunk? Am I recording you? Are you getting on and then like immediately getting thrown off? You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes it's literally just you trying to get up there, and each time you're getting knocked off.
Exactly.
Or are you up there for like 10 minutes each time?
Let's say I'm really good at it. Each time I'm up there for about, let's say, 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So I've gone up there, like, every time I'm getting
a lot to do.
No, I'm for 3 minutes. Say I went up there.
No,
10
I said
times.
That. Oh, you said, I thought you meant the 3 times.
Well, no, 3 times. Yeah.
So
3 times. That's what I'm saying.
3.
And that's why, like, even in videos, like, that second time, she was looking at him like, this I'm never gonna see you again. You know what I mean?
Right, but I want to know. I guess I know what you're saying. I just want to know why. Like, what was so? Was he doing something crazy on the? I mean, obviously, I know you don't know the answers. I'm just thinking out loud. Like, was he doing something crazy on the mechanical bull that made her decide? Like, I think this is why a lot of people are single. I'll just say that a lot of people are single because they pick weird shit to be picky about. I think that's a dumbass.
But what if it's something you don't know? Like if, like say it's something like, say this is their first time in a little saloon style bar or something. You know what I mean? And she was like, "Oh, he got up on the mechanical bull the first time," and she's like, "Oh, that's funny." Then he go up again, and she like, "Oh, okay." And then that third time, she like, "All right, maybe he was too good at it."
What does that mean? Too good at it?
Maybe like, I don't know. Maybe it was like, maybe she's like in today's age. They see a lot of stuff as feminine. That a lot of stuff that men do.
Bull riding is feminine?
Maybe because the way he riding on the bull.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've gone to rodeo, so bull riding is a man thing.
Exactly.
Men ride bulls.
No, that's the thing. So, but that's the thing. Maybe because they're riding real bulls and this is a mechanical bull, she has an issue with it.
So is this a sex thing? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, let's say it is. We don't. That's the thing. We don't know the kind of sex thing it is. I can come up with a couple things. I think in my mind, maybe she saw.
What did you think? Why do you think she thought? Because I'm confused. My mind is not going there. I'm not thinking a sexual thing because of a. I'm thinking you're a fun person. We're out. We having a good time. You okay with making a fool out of yourself? Because if you ever been on a mechanical bull, those things will knock you down and you smacking your shit on the ground. Yeah. Like, it hurts. So when you're out, you're drunk, you're having a good time, I wouldn't personally have a problem with it. I would just think, okay. Now, if you constantly getting up there and I'm like, okay, let's go sit down and have like a drink, and you're like, nah, fuck you, I'm going to go get. Then yes, I would have a problem. It's like, enough is enough. But I think 3 times, like maybe you got on one time, you quickly fell off, maybe you got on second time, you were like, oh, let me try one more time. To like see if I can beat my time. It's like, okay, right. You're a little bit competitive, whatever the case may be. Like, and let's go on about our business. But I think
that's what I'm saying. But
to make it a sexual thing,
well, no, I think so. I think it could possibly be a sexual thing just because it's like, maybe.
Is that what the comments said?
I don't know. The comments are just all jokes.
What were the jokes? I don't. Because you say you wanted to pull up the comments.
Oh yeah, I was trying to see what some of the comments said. Like, because some of them were just like, I want to see her group chat when he was going back for ride number 3. Now his nickname is Sierra in the group chat. I imagine the second time she was side-eyeing the fuck out of him, but the third, she grabbed up her purse like Annalise Keaton and left him. Like, so I just go to the comments.
What's wrong with bull riding? Is it something only women are allowed to do?
In her mind, she asked him, so you do the riding.
So this is a sexual thing.
I think Okay,
One
yeah,
is
because
curiosity, two is questionable, yet competitive. Three means you like riding more than me.
you know what
I
I'm saying?
don't. Again,
So
I don't think bull riding and mechanical. I guess I'm a different type of person. I don't
you
think
can
everything
be.
is sexual,
No,
and I think
I don't
again,
even think it's.
I like rodeos and I like stuff like that. So to me, that's a masculine thing. I don't think that's
Yeah,
a feminine
no,
thing. So
it
I
is
would never make
riding.
fun of a man for getting on a mechanical bull.
Riding a bull is, but I think a lot of people don't have that view. So I think a lot of women, especially these days, like there's something
Women think
you,
I mean,
yeah,
not everybody, but
not
certain
all
women think
women.
everything is
Yeah,
gay, which
that's
is
what I'm
weird
saying.
on their part.
Look, I know somebody who like you talk to your friend on the phone, like as
That's
a
gay.
man, you're. If you're gay, just say that. I know somebody who got accused of that because they talked to their friend on the phone, which is like that's wild. But anyway, but yeah, I think maybe, and like I said, I'm not sure. Like I said, this is all speculation. But like I said, the comments and everything, and even that is funny because to imagine having the time of your life, like I get to ride this mechanical bull, and you gonna show, and maybe you gonna show out for your date, and she's just looking at you like, yuck. You know what I'm saying? That is hurt.
Again, this is why a lot of people are single because y'all got the weirdest icks. Y'all gonna be along with Jesus in your Bible.
And even that's just that's what
Because
some people out here.
what?
So
I
that's
feel like she must be boring. She must not wanting to get up
she
there
could
and
be
try
wrong. It
herself.
might be like it couldn't have been her thing. Maybe he was too good. Maybe it did look a little, he grinding hips to the
You don't
side and
grind
shit.
your
Well,
hips
not
on
grinding,
him.
but
I
it
mean,
looked like
there
you know
are
what I'm
women
saying?
who try and make it sexual. I guess if you want to, I've never been graceful on riding a mechanical bull, so I don't think
Maybe he
anything
was
sexy about it because you're literally up there holding on for dear life.
maybe he was a little too good at it. You know what I'm saying?
And if my sex is looking like riding a bull, I don't want no parts of that. I don't want to be slammed to no goddamn ground. I'm a pass. It's okay for me.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So yeah, no, so yeah, so it's just like so I was wondering like how many times on that mechanical bull is too many. Are you giving me the side eye?
I don't have
No, 12, 30.
whatever.
30 times ain't too much for
If
me.
they let you get on that 30
If
times,
we on a date and I get on this mechanical bull 30 times.
if they let you get on 30 times, I guess they let you get on 30.
I'm with you. Like I said, it was just a funny little topic. I literally see it earlier today. And it just sometimes it just makes me wonder, like the stuff that some people that turns some people off, or the stuff that will immediately get you shut down. Like I said, because that 3 times don't sound too bad, and I imagine it's like at most an inexperienced bull rider.
Right. Again, unless he was
Maybe
doing some weird shit
10
while he was
seconds.
on it.
Yeah.
If he was calling somebody's name out or moaning or something weird like that, then okay, I can see it. But it's like I would have shut it down first, right? You know what I mean? Not even let it go to 2 or 3. So I just feel like
That's the thing. Maybe she was letting it slide, and this is where it gets funny because maybe she let it slide the first time, like, oh, okay, that's cool. That second time, she was, okay, well, have fun. But that third time, that was it, and he was drunk,
right, or unless he got like
he
sick.
got too drunk.
You know what I mean? If he got like
And he
sick or
possibly
something.
could have, and that could have been the case too. He could be leaving that part out. It's like I drank too much. I got on a mechanical bull 3 times, and then I threw up all over everything. Yeah. So it could be that situation too, which is like, yeah, of course the ghost is, but because this is the only information that we're giving, and I think it actually goes more, but I don't really have I guess this is from Twitter. So I don't really have Twitter like that. So I'll never know how this story ends.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nah, but it always makes me think because I told you I listen to the radio and they do the stare or not stare go. They do the waiting by the phone is what they call it for the one I listen to on Kiss FM, and pretty much it's about people getting ghosted. People calling me and it's like, well, why did you get ghosted? And then they like, oh, because he showed up to the date with his mom or some shit.
Yeah.
Like I went back to his house and his mama was like in the kitchen, like making us cookies and some shit. And it's like, yeah, nigga, you got ghosted for a reason. Like nobody wants to fuck you next to your mama bedroom.
Yeah, now there's a second date update or something like that on one of the other radio shows, and it's actually pretty good. And some of the times it's like we had a good time. We're talking about that. Like you were 3 months, or he was like you were 3 or 4 months pregnant.
You didn't
Yeah, you didn't say that. You didn't say that when we met,
Right.
or
like the people who be like, I need to order food for my kids at home.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't take you out to feed your whole family.
Oh man, I've been on a date like that. Girl
Somebody ordered extra food to go.
She didn't say for she ordered her to go box first, and then she ordered the food to sit down.
And did you immediately get up and leave?
I didn't. I actually stayed. I paid for it, but that's the last time she saw me. So she got too good. She got 2 meals up out of me.
See, now something like that would make me leave in the beginning of the day. If I was a dude and I sat down and you immediately, if I'm anybody and you immediately order to go food and you don't say put this on a separate bill, and this is a friend or anybody else.
Oh,
I'm done with this. I'm actually gonna up. Actually, you know what? It's an emergency. I gotta go pick my kid up. You know what? Let me text you so we can reschedule this. I am so sorry. Forgive me. Here's $10. For the tip. I'll see you later.
No, believe me. After I learned my lesson after that, and it's just like okay.
But that's why my number one rule was always, especially for a first date, I never wanted to pick the restaurant. Like I'm not one of those girls because I don't know your budget.
Oh,
I don't know your budget. I don't know how much money you comfortable spending. So I used to hate when dudes would be like, "Oh, where do you want to go? Like, where do you want to meet up?" Like, nigga, I might tell you I want to go downtown and spend $500 like me and my sisters do when we go out to dinner. That might not be in your budget. You might not want to drop $200 per person a night. You do that, but I don't know about you. So you pick, and then if you want to do, the 2 for $20 at Applebee's, then I guess we're doing 2 for $20 at Applebee's. That's what you can afford.
I'll do like this, because don't sit out here and now all of a sudden, you drink wine out of a box, and now you want this 1970 French shit. Like, nah, girl, let's go back to this Inglenook or whatever you want to call it.
Inglenook.
I think it was Inglenook. It's a cheap wine.
I was gonna say the one in the box starts with an F. It's like
Franzak or
Franzi or something.
Yeah, I couldn't think of the name, but I thought of another cheap. Like, nah, girl, get this. Was it B&J's wine coolers? Okay, it's the old lady drinks now. I'm going to what my mama used to drink with her sisters. It's like B&J or something.
No.
Wine coolers. Like, I'm naming a bunch of old cheap wines and stuff I remember seeing.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add? How do you feel about No, we talked about that last time. Never mind. How do you feel about what's going on with the OKC Thunder and Pacers?
What's going on?
Both of them are pretty much up in the Pacers are playing tonight, so I have to see how they're doing. But they had a lead over New York.
The Western Conference.
Pacers are Eastern. So Pacers in New York. I think you said you were going for them. Yeah, they're still going. Both are.
Basketball season 2. Y'all need to hurry up and get to the championship game and just be done.
It's literally they're on game 3. At most, they'll have it's the best of 7. So first 1 to 4 wins. And right now, OKC is beating Minnesota. They're up 3-1, and Indiana is beating New York 2-1. But like I said, they're playing tonight, so they could be up 3-1 or it could be tied at 2-2. So, what do you think? You still feel good? I think you said you were going for the Knicks.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Because I think you said Caitlin Clark, right? Ain't your reason Caitlin Clark? You were going for the Knicks? Just Caitlin Clark plays for Indiana?
Yeah.
So you feel feeling strong about that?
Yeah, sure.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
What about So, who are you really specifically? Is there any particular player that you're going for on New York that you want to see win? Who's your favorite player on New York?
I don't know anybody playing on New York.
Okay. What about who's your favorite player left in the playoffs?
I don't know who's playing. I have not watched a single game, so I have no idea.
That's fine, but just name a player.
I don't know.
I know you don't know. I'm saying name one. I'm not saying think
Jesus
of one.
Christ. He's playing on the court every time.
Hey, Jesus has taken some ankles in his days. That'd be wild.
Jesus is playing, so he's my favorite player.
Okay. All right. Okay. You got anything else you want to add? Then I think with that, you want to just end the episode?
Yeah, we're good. We hit all of our topics. So.
All right. Go ahead, sign us out.
All right. Thanks for listening. If you heard anything that you liked, leave us a comment, share with your friends, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, and IG. And we'll see you next week for episode 13.
Bye.